mistakes. And his biggest frustration was, giving up the ball when they did. When they get a good turnover and then they drive all the way down and then they give up the ball again. He said, again, that's the youth on this team. He realizes they're a young team. He's hoping within a few more games that, again, they'll get better. And he mentioned, hey, there's still 14 more games left. Ron Rivera, he's always positive.
Well, I mean, Sharla, he also is the head coach, and maybe deep down inside, he's like, dang, you know what? My team's just really not that good. He can't tell his team that. This is like an investment. This is something, Coach Rivera will keep it real, but he also has to make sure he motivates his team even when they're at the lowest.
Right.
One thing I wanted to hear from Dwayne Haskins when he was speaking, as a leader, I wanted to hear what he was going to try to do to motivate his young team. But we still got a lot of good stuff out of Dwayne Haskins in reference to knowing the fact that the NFL is tough, and these players who play in the NFL are really, really good, and they're going to make really good plays. And sometimes they're just going to beat you flat out. And that every week, even a team that could be 0-2 heading into week 3 may be a team that can turn things around and make it to the Super Bowl. So it's almost having respect for every single team and not taking any team lightly. I don't think they took Arizona lightly. I just think Arizona was just that much better of a football team.
I don't think they took them lightly at all. I think they knew what kind of team they were, especially, as you mentioned earlier, the team they beat last week, the Niners. They had a great win last week, and again, they were watching Kyler Murray and everything that he could do, and I think they knew exactly what they were going into. And, I mean, yes, they had that positivity, and they were ready to go, and they were all hyped up, but no, I think they knew the type of team that they were playing, and we saw that team today, and, I mean, Arizona looked good.
So I'm wondering, what's your level of concern? Because I'm looking at some of the notes when the game just started, and when you look at like their first few drives, I'm looking at a punt, punt, fumble, punt, punt, punt. No, it's not. It's not good at all. And I thought things were going to turn around a little bit when I was literally about to say DJ Swearinger, who used to rock number 26, but Landon Collins, who now wears number 26. When Landon Collins got the interception, which was his first since 2017, which blew my mind. I didn't know it was that long ago, because obviously he was a great defensive back that they got from the Giants. I thought that was going to be that interception that was going to shift things like it did against Philadelphia. There was an interception, and it set up a touchdown for Washington to get their first touchdown of the season, and next thing you know, they rally off all these crazy amount of points, and they beat the Eagles after trailing 17-0. But we didn't have that today.
No.
And I'm just wondering, what's the real identity of this team? Is this a team that can bounce back when they get punched in the face, or is this a team that maybe just got lucky week 1 and we saw the real Washington football team in week 2?
Man, I don't want to say that this is the real Washington football team in week 2 because I hope that that's not right.
We better keep it real.
But I know. And I think, Ron Rivera even said this week that he doesn't like where his offense is at. They're not there yet. He liked his defense. He liked some of the things they were doing, but the offense is not there yet. And when you look at in the first half alone, they only converted 1/3 down. 1/3 down. It's just like you said, not good. Punt, fumble, punt,
Is that
punt.
good? Is that that's not good, is it?
It's awful. It's awful. And I feel for Washington fans right now watching that. And then I kept thinking as I was watching that, or is Arizona just that good? Is Arizona just that high caliber of a team? Maybe. Maybe we see Arizona just continuing at this pace, and who knows?
So Arizona is now 2-0 for the first time since 2015. They made it all the way to the NFC Championship game that particular year. I'm not saying they are that caliber team that can make the conference championship, but I'm just putting that out there. Washington maybe just lost to a really, really good team, and maybe Washington's really not bad. One quick funny thing is, do you know who, and if you don't know, it's all good. Do you know who that Arizona team lost to in the NFC Championship game in 2015?
2015.
Ron Rivera's Carolina Panthers.
The Carolina Panthers. Okay. Interesting.
Yep. Ron Rivera was the head coach at that time. Of course, now he's the Washington head football coach. So we're moving on to Cleveland now. And They're still on the road. This is a young team. And now we need to find out something about our team. We found out now that they win week 1 and
Good
they
win.
don't stack on. They've now say that again.
It was a good win, solid win. They beat the Eagles.
They don't find a way to go 2-0.
Right.
Yeah, they beat the Eagles. But they've gone 1-0 plenty of times before that in the past. But this is now 9 straight years that Washington has failed to go 2-0. So now that they are 1-1, now we need to find out about this team. Are they going to get punched in the face like they just did against Arizona and bounce back against Cleveland? Or is this going to be like other Washington years where now all of a sudden we're going to have this long losing streak? And they're on the road. And one thing I can remember about being on the road when I played, even though I didn't play in the NFL, you get yourself away from all those distractions. And the way the system, the way the NFL works now, they leave earlier than they used to because I think they have to like self-quarantine for like a day or two or something like that. But I hope these players getting away from the distractions in the D.C. area will help them focus on Cleveland.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know if the distractions are the problem. Maybe they are. Like you said, maybe that can be a distraction when you're at home that week. But, I mean, bottom line, at Cleveland, we have to see them scoring in the first half. We have to see a solid first half because I think if Washington fans see another first half look like it has the last 2 weeks, I think a lot of people are going to lose hope because you can't keep coming back. You can't be the comeback kids every single week.
If you had to pick like one player that you're like, you know, we already talked about Terry McLaurin, but like maybe a surprise player where we didn't know who he was coming into this season. You're like, yo, I like that guy. This is someone who has really shown that he can be something special in the future. Who would that player be?
Now, I'm not just going with this to go with the flow, but I was really, really watching him today. And I mean, Chase Young, the way he hits guys is incredible. The way he knocks guys off their feet with every single tackle is truly impressive. He's got something. I mean, he's a rookie, and everyone thought that he would be great, obviously, being drafted where he was, their top draft pick. But watching him now in the NFL, it's a different ballgame than college. And he's doing it. He's showing up both weeks.
There was one play where Kyler Murray, the quarterback for Arizona, and he's fast. He won the Heisman Trophy when he was in Oklahoma, and he was running towards the sideline. And Chase Young, who we know is a freak of nature, was trying to chase him down. But just the fact that he was like double teamed and he got off of him and he got himself into the play to even try to make a play, just shows how good Chase Young is.
Yeah.
My guy, who always surprises me just because of the way he looks and what he played in college, is running back Antonio Gibson. And you know me, I love Adrian Peterson. Love the dude when he was here in DC. And when they cut Adrian Peterson, I'm like, wait, hold up, like Nate Dogg.
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, how good is Antonio Gibson? How much did he impress the team that will make the team cut Adrian Peterson to say, Antonio, this is going to be your show now? And he had a few bright spots, times where I thought he was tackled and he still broke free. He got his first NFL touchdown today. And then if you just Google and look at where he played at the University of Memphis, and you see the dude playing like receiver in college.
Everything. He did it all.
But when you look at him, when you look at him, he's like 230 pounds, still running at receiver speed. So I think once this guy learns the plays, learns the system, and everything slows down, that game slows down for him, I think Antonio Gibson's going to be one of the best in the league.
He is
not
looking really
overall, but one of the best running backs who are actively playing.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And like you said, the coaches, they had to see something in him. They had to see something to do what they did, to cut Adrian Peterson. And now we're starting to see what they were seeing in practices in camp. And we're starting to see this versatile player that can really do it all. And he's starting to come alive.
All right, so let's wrap this up for all of our YouTube viewers. Shout out to all the people on YouTube. The Facebook people, we're sorry. We're going to get you next week when they play Cleveland. But the Cardinals beat the Washington football team 30-15. Is there a final thought that you have, Sharla? going into next week against Cleveland.
Be better to start things off. You got to be good out of the gate. Them coming from behind every single game just isn't going to work. Be the first ones to score a touchdown. Not that hard against Cleveland, right?
Mine would be protect the football.
Yeah.
Turnovers will kill you. Obviously Dwayne Haskins didn't throw an interception, but there was a fumble. Keep the ball high and tight, like the coaches will say. If you can control the possession, if you don't turn the ball over, if you look at the stats, most of the teams that protect the football are the ones that win games.
You're right. So true.
All right, you ready to go? I look
ready.
forward to your show. I'll have my report as well. We're
Good times.
We're actually going to talk after this to see what we're going to put together in our show.
Yes, we will speak.
All right, once again, the Washington football team loses 30-15. They'll play Cleveland next week. Until then, Sharla McBride, I'm Darren Haynes. We are out.